The world is watching the South China Sea again. This time, the conflict is about paper and ink. The Philippines has released a bold new maritime map, a powerful political statement. It's a direct challenge to China's expansive claims based on the controversial 9-line. Grounded in UNCLOS, the map defines the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Manila's move is defiant, a message that harassment won't lead to submission. It's a peaceful but unmistakable assertion of sovereignty. The world is watching to see where it stands. The South China Sea's disputes have deep roots. For centuries, fishermen from many nations shared these waters. In the 20th century, new borders emerged. The Philippines claimed the Calayan Island Group, asserting sovereignty. China's 9-line, drawn in 1947, overlaps with other countries' claims, fueling conflict. Decades of disputes have led to skirmishes, protests, and occupation of reefs. Today, the Philippines is taking bold steps to defend its rights as the world watches. The 2012 Scarborough Shoal standoff marked a turning point. Scarborough Shoal, a traditional fishing ground within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, became the site of a tense confrontation. When the Philippine Navy tried to apprehend Chinese fishing vessels, Chinese ships intervened, blocking the Philippine vessel. The standoff lasted weeks, with both sides sending more ships and the risk of conflict growing. The Philippines, outmatched militarily, sought a diplomatic solution, brokered by the United States. Manila withdrew its ship as agreed, but China did not, effectively taking control of the shoal. Filipino fishermen were barred from their own waters, devastating local communities. The incident exposed the limits of diplomacy and the imbalance of power. Realizing goodwill was not enough, the Philippines shifted strategy. In 2013, it filed a case against China at the Permanent Court of Arbitration, seeking a legal ruling on the 9-line. The Scarborough Shoal standoff was the catalyst, moving the battle from the sea to the courtroom. This decision set in motion a legal process with far-reaching consequences. The Philippines was determined to defend its rights through international law. The world took notice as Manila challenged Beijing on the global stage. The legal fight would redefine the region's future. The stakes had never been higher. On December 11, 2025, the Philippines unveiled its new national maritime map. The launch, led by top officials, was more than ceremonial. It was a declaration. Titled, Maritime Zones of the Republic of the Philippines, the map charts the country's territorial sea, contiguous zone, and exclusive economic zone, all based on UNCLOS. Its most striking feature, a clear rejection of any historic rights claims infringing on these zones. The map names the waters within the Philippine EEZ as the West Philippine Sea, a deliberate act to assert Manila's narrative. Officials called it, our statement of truth, based on law, not fantasy. The map has sparked national pride, with hashtags like Nature West Philippine Sea and Atin to trending and over 90% public support. It transforms a complex legal issue into a tangible matter of national territory. Internationally, the map's release has forced other nations to clarify their positions. Key allies like the US, Japan, and Australia have welcomed the move, calling it a step toward a rules-based order. US officials described it as a lawful representation of maritime entitlements under UNCLOS. These endorsements provide diplomatic backing and signal to Beijing that Manila is not alone. The map is now a focal point for international diplomacy in the Indo-Pacific. It gives ordinary citizens a clear tool to understand what's at stake. The map is more than a document. It's a symbol of resistance and identity. Manila's cartographic move has changed the conversation. The world is watching how this new narrative unfolds. The new Philippine map stands on the solid foundation of the 2016 Arbitral Award. This landmark ruling from The Hague decisively rejected China's 9-line, declaring it had no basis in international law. The tribunal affirmed that features like Mischief Reef and Second Thomas Shoal are within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. It condemned China's interference with Philippine fishing and oil exploration, and its environmental destruction. China immediately rejected the ruling, calling it null and void, and has refused to comply. This defiance puts Beijing at odds with the international community and challenges the global legal order. The new map is the 2016 ruling made visual, translating complex legal language into a clear chart. The current Philippine government has fully embraced the award as the cornerstone of its foreign policy. By publishing the map, Manila is operationalizing its legal victory. It's a powerful statement. The 2016 award is not just history, it's a living guide for action. The map is a tool for both diplomacy and national defense. The Philippines is making its legal victory tangible and visible. The world is being asked to recognize and respect this new reality. The Philippine map's release has sent ripples through Southeast Asia and ASEAN. ASEAN, with its consensus-based approach, struggles to form a united front against China. Some members, like Vietnam, quietly support Manila's move, seeing it as reinforcing the legal case against the 9-line. Malaysia and Brunei are watching closely, sharing an interest in upholding UNCLOS. The map provides a template for others to clarify their own claims. But countries like Cambodia and Laos, reliant on Chinese aid, are unlikely to support any action that antagonizes Beijing. This internal division is what China exploits, preferring bilateral dealings over a united ASEAN. The long-stalled code of conduct negotiations remain in limbo, with China dragging out the process. The Philippines' assertive stance could inject urgency or harden China's position further. ASEAN is caught between legal principles and geopolitical realities. The region's response will shape the future of the South China Sea. The balancing act continues, with high stakes for all involved. Beijing's response to the new Philippine map was swift and predictable. China condemned the move, calling it a violation of its sovereignty and dismissing the map as illegal. Beyond words, China is expected to increase its Coast Guard and militia presence in the West Philippine Sea, escalating gray zone tactics. These actions aim to intimidate the Philippines and make enforcement of the new map difficult. Economically, China may target Philippine exports or tourism, using coercion to create domestic pressure. China's strategy is to punish Manila without triggering the U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty. Experts predict a sustained period of heightened tension, with China testing the Philippines' resolve at every turn. The new map has drawn a line. Beijing will now try to erase it, both on the water and in global perception. The Philippines faces a prolonged campaign of pressure. The world will be watching how Manila responds. The contest is far from over. The United States is a central player in this unfolding drama. As the Philippines' only formal treaty ally, Washington's response is crucial. The U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty now explicitly covers armed attacks in the South China Sea. The new map aligns with U.S. strategy for a free and open Indo-Pacific, grounded in international law. Washington will provide strong diplomatic and military support, including joint patrols and exercises. However, the U.S. must balance deterrence with avoiding direct conflict with China. The alliance is stronger than ever, with the Philippines granting the U.S. access to new military sites near the South China Sea and Taiwan. This enhanced cooperation sends a powerful signal to Beijing. The Philippines is not alone. The map, backed by the 2016 Arbitral Award and U.S. military might, presents a formidable challenge to China's ambitions. The U.S. role is to show credible deterrence without escalating to war. The alliance is now a cornerstone of regional security. The defense of the new map is an international effort, with the U.S. at its core. The stakes are high for both countries. The world is watching how this alliance will shape the region's future. The next moves will be critical. The Philippines' new map is more than a geographic document. It's a declaration of intent with lasting consequences. By drawing a clear, legally grounded line, Manila has seized the narrative and reframed the conflict as a defense of a rules-based order. The map's ripple effect is forcing nations to reevaluate their positions and strategies. The best-case scenario: the map and international support lead to de-escalation and a meaningful code of conduct. It could inspire a coalition of nations committed to UNCLOS, creating a more stable environment. Conversely, China could double down, risking dangerous encounters and even conflict. The stakes are enormous, not just for the region, but for the global economy and international order. The world must engage proactively, offering clear diplomatic support for the Philippines and the rule of law. For citizens, it means staying informed and understanding what's at stake. The lines on this map represent more than maritime zones. They are the front line in a global struggle between rules and power. The future of the South China Sea is being charted now. The world cannot afford to look away. The next chapter is being written by Manila, by Beijing, and by all who care about the rule of law.